It's me, Mary Starling, ASMR, and I thought that I would tell you the movies that I watched in 2018, August 2018, because I am a huge movie fan. I'm a cinephile, and I figured that I would give a little bit of information about the movies that I watched. This will be a monthly thing, possibly. And again, I'm using my gaming headset microphone, so once I get a Blue Yeti, expect better quality. But I figured that I would tell you the movies that I watched during August 2018 because I'm a huge movie fan, like I said, and I keep a record of all of the movies that I watch. Alright, so first up, I have E.T. Extraterrestrial from 1982. I've seen this movie a few times growing up, and me and my fiance decided to watch it because he hadn't seen it in forever, and I hadn't seen it in a while. And again, it's from 1982, and I gave it 3.5 stars because it's a classic movie. And I'll read a little synopsis about the plot, and there might be spoilers. So if you haven't seen E.T., skip forward a little bit. But E.T. is from 1982. E.T. Extraterrestrial. I had an E.T. little doll when I was a kid, and I don't think I ever owned it on VHS, but I own it on DVD, and Ryan, I think, owns it on Blu-ray, but he's afraid, he's alone, he's 3 million light years from home. After a gentle alien becomes stranded on Earth, the being is discovered and befriended by a young boy named Elliot, bringing the extraterrestrial into a subterranean suburban California home. Elliot introduces E.T. as the alien is dubbed to his brother and his little sister Gertie, and the children decide to keep his existence a secret. Soon, however, E.T. falls ill, resulting in government intervention and a dire situation for both Elliot and the alien. And more notably, the movie has Henry Thomas as Elliot, and Drew Barrymore as Gertie, Dee Wallace as the mom, and so on and so forth. So yeah, like I said, I gave it a 3.5. I have seen the movie before, and I like E.T. I think it's a good movie, and I watched that on August 4th. Alright, next up is The Equalizer 2. I went and saw this in the theater with Ryan. We saw that on August 5th, and it's obviously from this year. I gave it a 2.5. I really liked the original Equalizer movie with Denzel Washington. Again, I liked the original one. I thought it was a good movie. This sequel was directed by Anton Fuqua, who directed the original, I believe. Not all enemies are created equal. Robert McCall returns to discover his special brand of vigilante justice, but how far will he go when it's someone he loves? Again, starring more notably Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal from Game of Thrones, Bill Pullman, and Melissa Leo. And yeah, like I said, it was an okay movie. It wasn't anything like super incredible or amazing, but I enjoyed it for being an action flick that's a sequel to a really good, original movie. So, I mean, there you go. Next up, I watched on Netflix To All the Boys I Loved Before from 2018. I gave this like a 2.5 to 3-star review. I'm thinking more like 2.5 now that I think about it. I watched this near the end of August 22nd. Yeah, I thought this was okay. It has a little bit of controversy around it now with some of the stars of the film, but it was directed by Susan Johnson. The letters are out. Laura Jean's love life goes from imaginary to out of control when her secret letters to every boy she's ever fallen for are mysteriously mailed out. Has Laura Condor, Janelle Parrish from Pretty Little Liars, Noah Centineo, and Isaiah Broussard, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I thought it was okay. It was a cute movie, but nothing really legendary or like, out of that world. I watched it because it was on Netflix, and I figured why not, because again, it was on Netflix. So yeah, I mean, it was okay, but yeah, I liked Lana in it. I think I said Laura. It's Lana Condor. I liked her character. I thought she was, cute and everything. her as the Duff, which is designated ugly fat friend. Hoping to erase that label, she enlists the help of a charming jock and her favorite teacher. Together, well, she doesn't really enlist the help of her favorite teacher, but okay, whatever. Together, they'll face the school's mean girl and remind everyone that we all know someone who's a Duff, and that's totally fine. So it has Mae Whitman, Bella Thorne's in it for a little bit, Robbie Amal, Ken Jeong, Allison Janney plays Whitman, Mae Whitman's mom, Bianca. So yeah, it's an okay movie. I like Mae Whitman in the movie. Robbie Amal is, he's kind of like at first you think he's kind of like a douche, but then he turns out to be kind of a nice guy. So next up, a movie that I've seen a number of times, and that's Clueless from '95, directed by Amy Heckerling. Sex, clothes, popularity. Is there a problem here? Shallow, rich, and socially successful Cher is at the top of her Beverly Hills High School's pecking scale. Seeing herself as a matchmaker, Cher first coaxes the two teachers into dating each other. Emboldened by her success, she decides to give hopelessly klutzy new student Ty a makeover. When Ty becomes more popular than she is, Cher realizes that her disapproving ex-stepbrother was right about how misguided she was, and falls for him. And spoiler alert, yeah, basically Alicia Silverstone, Stacey Dash, Brittany Murphy, Paul Rudd, Donald Faison, Jeremy Sisto, Wall Shawn, forth. But yeah, I mean, what can you say? I gave it 3 stars. So there's a few moments in it that I'm like, really? But yeah, I mean, I've seen the movie for a number of times, and yeah, I mean, there's not much you can say about it. A new movie that I watched was I, Tonya, from last year, about Tonya Harding, and directed by Greg Gillespie. Competitive ice skater Tonya Harding rises amongst the ranks at the U.S. Figure Skating Championships, but her future in the sport is thrown into doubt when her ex-husband intervenes. Margot Robbie, Allison Janney, again another Allison Janney movie, Sebastian Stan are like the main people, the main cast in the movie, and I gave it like a 2.5 star. It was interesting to see like the perspective of like Tonya Harding through the whole events and the people in her life, what happened, and I think Margot Robbie did like a really good job portraying the role in the movie. Next up, on August 31st, because I watched a few movies at the very end of the month, Brewster's Millions from 1985. I gave it 3 stars. It's kind of like 3.5 stars for me. I really enjoyed the movie. It was directed by Walter Hill. Brewster, an aging minor league baseball player, stands to inherit $300 million if he can successfully spend $30 million in 30 days without waiting anything to show for it, and without telling anyone what he's up to. A task that's a lot harder than it sounds. Richard Pryor and John Candy are the main people in it. I love John Candy movies. Rick Moranis shows up in it, and I completely forgot he was in it. Yeah, I love John Candy. He was one of my favorite actors, so anything he's in, I'm usually all about. And he's like Richard Pryor's best friend in this movie that tries to help him spend this money, but Richard Pryor can't tell anybody that he has to spend this $30 million in order to inherit like $300 million. So it's just one of those kind of funny comedy movies that just interesting to see like what happens and if he can be successful. So yeah, I enjoyed that movie a lot. Next up is Dolores Claiborne, and I watched that at the end of the month again, August 31st. It's based on the novel by Stephen King, directed by Taylor Hackford. Dolores Claiborne was accused of killing her abusive husband 20 years ago, but the court's findings were inconclusive and she was allowed to walk free. Now she's been accused of killing her employer, Vera Donovan, and this time there is a witness who can place her at the scene of the crime. Things look bad for Dolores when her daughter Selena, a successful Manhattan magazine writer, returns to cover the story. Kathy Bates, Jennifer Jason Lee, David Strathairn, and John C. Reilly. I completely forgot he was in it, but yeah, I give it like 2 stars. It's not my favorite Stephen King book. I have like a few, or Stephen King movie. I have a few copies of it because I guess I forgot that I own the book, so I kept buying copies of it. I've never actually read the book, so I don't know how different it is from the movie. Kathy Bates is always really good in like everything she's in. So yeah, getting used to in this. I definitely prefer Misery over Dolores Claiborne because Kathy Bates in that too. Um, but yeah, I had remembered bits and pieces. I've seen the movie before and I had remembered bits and pieces of the movie, just not like everything that happened. And it's interesting seeing the dynamics between like Dolores and her daughter not really, or her daughter kind of blaming her mother for her father's like murder or death, and she believes that her mom's guilty of killing her employer and stuff. So it's interesting to see like how all the events fold out in the movie. So next up, a movie that I'm surprised I hadn't watched earlier because I'm a huge Disney fan, but it's Coco. I saw the Book of Life when it came out, and I guess Disney had actually passed on the Book of Life to do Coco. Very similar movies, but they're very different at the same time. I gave it 3.5 stars. I thought it was really good. It's obviously from 2017, directed by Lee Unkrich, who does a lot of Disney movies. Despite his family's baffling generations old band of music, Miguel dreams of becoming an accomplished musician like his idol Ernesto de la Cruz. Desperate to prove his talent, Miguel finds himself in the stunning and colorful land of the dead, following a mysterious chain of events. Along the way, he meets charming trickster Hector, and together they set off on an extraordinary journey to unlock the real story behind Miguel's family history. And Hector is when like back the people of the dead try to get to come back to the living to see like their relatives and stuff, and Hector, because he doesn't have a picture in the real world because his family forgot all about him, he doesn't have a picture, so he can't go to visit his relatives. So I actually liked it. It's really like visually beautiful movie, and the music was lovely. The acting, I mean, it's all voice acting because you know it's an animated movie. Benjamin Bratt, Anthony Gonzalez, and Gail Garcia Bernal are some of the people that voiced in the movie. Edward James almost as well. Yeah, I actually really liked it a lot. Oh, Cheech Marin is also in it, and Gabriel Iglesias. Not my favorite Disney movie, but I actually really enjoyed it for what it was. The next movie that I watched was Hot Fuzz. This isn't definitely not my favorite of the Cornetto trilogy with Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, but I like Hot Fuzz a lot. I think it's a good movie. It's definitely my second favorite of this in the trilogy. Directed by Edgar Wright. Top London cop PC Nicholas Angel is good, too good to stop the rest of his team from looking bad. He is reassigned to the quiet town of Sanford, paired with a simple country cop, and everything seems quiet until two actors are found decapitated. Well, other stuff happens before that. It's addressed as an accident, but Angel isn't going to accept that, especially when more and more people turn up dead. So I gave it like a 3 star. I do like it. I've seen it before, but I definitely prefer Shaun of the Dead. Simon Pegg, Nick Frost. Who else is in it? Timothy Dalton. Martin Freeman's in it for a little bit. He makes like a random appearance. Cate Blanchett actually makes an appearance, but it's like a cameo, and you have to know it's her to know it's her type of thing. And then the last movie that I watched was actually the third movie in the Cornetto trilogy, which is The World's End, and that's from 2013. I gave like 2.5 stars, 2.5 stars. I don't love it nearly as much as Shaun the Dead, or nearly as much as the other movie I just mentioned. So it's also directed by Edgar Wright from 2013. Five friends who reunite in an attempt to top their epic pub crawl from 20 years earlier, unwittingly become humankind's only hope for survival. With Simon Pegg, Martin Freeman, Eddie Marsan, Patty Considine, Rosamund Pike, Pierce Brosnan, Nick Frost. Yeah, those are like the main people in it. Yeah, it's again 2.5 stars for me. Not my favorite. I completely forgot the ending of the movie. But yeah, it's okay for like a once in a while watch, but definitely not my favorite movie to watch. So yeah, those are basically the movies that I watched during August 2018. Not that many, and when September ends, I'll be doing another one of these videos, or yeah, one of these videos probably, just because, I mean, why not? Yeah, basically that's what I'll be doing. And I have way more movies that I've actually watched in September than I did in August. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this little video or a little sound clip, because that's what it is. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and have an awesome day, a night, and hopefully it relaxes you, gave you some tingles. I don't really know. I love ASMR, but but I'm new to the whole like recording ASMR thing. So like I said, I'm just recording on the mic I have, and when I'm able to get a Blue Yeti, I'll be getting that, and hopefully producing better quality videos. But yeah, thank you guys for listening and tuning in. I really appreciate it. Have an awesome one, guys, and thanks for listening.